It is good to be back on Team Talk on Vertical Football Podcast. I'm your host, Komi. With me, I have the amazing Shegun. Shegun, how are you doing?
It's good to be here. Good to be here.
Awesome times in Premier League, right?
Yeah, yes.
And as a Manchester United fan, I know you are happy.
We're happy. We cannot do that thing than to be happy.
Yeah, I know you are happy. Plus, Guardiola losing 5 matches in a row. 4 in a row in Premiership.
It's a surprise, really. If you are told us at the beginning of the season that a time will come where Guardiola will lose 5 in a row. 5 in a row. 5. This is a team that can go a whole season without losing 5 games.
Yes, I think last season they drew.
Wow.
Lose 1 game.
Imagine. And now they are going 5 losses in a row. It doesn't even matter the caliber of team. Small, medium, or big. There's really something going on.
It's over. Before the international break, Shegun, I read the press conference. I did not see it, but I read it. And I'm seeing the writing sound like Guardiola doesn't even know where the problem is from. He was talking about injuries and everything. Shegun, do you think Rodri injury was the key problem of Manchester United? Man City.
Yeah, it's part of the reasons, but if you want to be very honest, it's not the only reason. But it's just that in the world of football, people like to go to the obvious solutions.
Yeah.
Obvious. I think we said it. I don't know if we recorded it, but we said it maybe when we were talking before any recording that Man City has begin to show that they are beginning to show that weakness.
A lot.
They are not the super Man City. Where they begin to sit. Yes, they won the league because, those kind of decline does not happen in a day.
Yes,
it's over a period of time. But where do you know that? So I think Rodri's absence is just the visible and easy option. They could still lose with Rodri there because the things happening in that club is much more than Rodri.
And that's what we want to dissect. Shegun, do you think this is the end of an era?
I don't want to say the end of an era because Guardiola is a genius. We have to just accept. And one thing about geniuses is that if, like Ferguson also was a genius, it's just that they have to do something quick and fast. And I think if you want to go deep into what exactly is happening, I know we're going there, but one of the first things I would just want to say regards what is happening is that if you look at the past 3 seasons in Manchester City, especially after they won the treble, there is no player they brought into that team
that had
value. They were all squad players.
Yeah.
And I want you to understand, even Alex Ferguson, when he was at the peak at Manchester United, every transfer window, you must have a player that pushes your team to the other level. Because other teams are not playing. And because you need to have, not just that you sign a player that is very good, but you have to sign a player that changes the dynamics. Guardiola has been changing the dynamics of his team for the 8 years that he has been involved.
Yeah.
But it's not, the dynamics is just now, it's the same now. Grealish, if he wants to play inside, he use Grealish, he use Foden. If he wants to play out, he use Savio, he use Doku.
So everybody knows that.
People are beginning to understand. You can't, the reality is that you can't keep beating people. There was a time he was using inverted.
Yeah.
Now he's not using inverted again. He's using Gavidol. So the reality is that people have really understood what Guardiola is. Now I think it's just time for Guardiola to build a new team. I think they have to build a new team from the scratch.
But let me just ask Shegun.
Yeah.
Liverpool didn't buy a player and they're doing better. No,
I think the Liverpool, that one is not totally the way it went because you know that
that's the argument I'm hearing outside.
No. People are saying that are not being factual because a season before the club left, they rebranded their midfield.
Yeah.
The likes of McAllister, the likes of Sloboslai, these guys were brought. We already at one point when Liverpool had a very poor season under Jurgen Klopp before his last season, we said it clearly that Liverpool's midfield was worn out. The midfield that lost the legs, the likes of Milner, the likes of Henderson, these guys are gone. There's nothing there again. So they rebranded. They brought in, even in the attack, they brought in the likes of Diaz. That was one of the first people. The likes of Gakpo, Nunes came in. So Liverpool of the peak days of the money is not Liverpool now. Even though there are still some players that are still there, but it's not in most part of the things they've rebranded. But the reality is that Manchester City needs to rebrand. And they need to rebrand quick as possible.
Okay. Do you think Guardiola is in trouble right now? 5 matches. Like, I know Premiership is about 2 or 3, 4 matches in a row. I think that's the first time ever in his career to have that type of run. So do you think he's in trouble? Because if he's in Manchester United, I know pundits, fans, everybody will hit him wrong.
Man United is a beast. in the sense of Man United, they don't want to know what you have done in the past. If Ferguson was him or see Aranti now, and he has one bad season, they will say you should sack him. People are so... Yeah, and I think because it's in Manchester City, Manchester City also have to look. It's not like when the club had that bad season with Liverpool. One of the first questions the board will be asking themselves in Manchester City is, if we let him go, who is there that we can be assured that will be better than Guardiola? And the reality is that there's no one.
Okay, let me at first, giving Guardiola 1 year contract will never give the players the type of boost or the confidence they need. Don't you think? Because I'm looking at it that a coach like Guardiola, I know there's rumor flying around that he's leaving and they want to bring in Amorim. Now, Manchester United getting Amorim, that means they need another maybe months to get their replacement and everything. Do you think the players are reflecting what is happening in the dressing room?
I don't think so, because if you look at Guardiola over the years, he has not always been a manager to just sign 5 years. Guardiola likes to sign maximum 2 years, 2.5, because he's always someone that at any point you cannot decide that I want to go for a sabbatical. He's someone like that. So yeah, so he's someone like that. So I don't think it's affecting. I just believe that Man City is they are predictable. They are predictable. People can now sit down and say, this is what they are going to do. And also, let me say this. This might be controversial, but let me say this. Apart from Rodri and Haaland,
then De
Bruyne when he's fit, when he's playing, I don't think there is anybody in any position, any other position that the player playing there is the best.
And what about Henderson? Number 1 as keeper.
Henderson is not the best keeper in the league. So I'm not saying. So you know all those Akonji, they are doing nice, but they are not the top guys in those positions. And it's beginning to show, because when we start saying, look, let's sit down and create the best 11 in the Premier League. Objectively. Yes, Alan will enter. Yes, Rodri will enter. Yes, De Bruyne will enter. But the other positions we might have arguments.
Yes, a lot of positions.
So the reality is that yes, it's a system team, but the individuals are not really the top guys. And when the system is really beginning to have issues and you don't have top individuals, there might be problems. So that's what we are saying.
Before we get to the solution, I want us to dive into the problem deep. Signing 1 year contract is a bad sign. And if you sign 1 year contract, like look at what happened to TCOAG. If you sign 1 year contract with Manchester United, you're a gunner. Don't you think that is what is happening now? They made the wrong decision by giving him 1 year.
The kind of person like Guardiola, as I said earlier, I don't think it is really the issue. I just feel that what I think is the issue in terms of contract or no contract, I even think that it might just be a situation of the players are tired of seeing Guardiola every day.
They want something new.
Yes, it happens. That's why one thing about squad building that I learned from Sir Alex Ferguson was that you have to keep changing something. Either you change the manager, even when the team is successful, or you change the whole bunch of players.
Or maybe you just bring in few players in that is hunger, that is always ready.
Exactly.
Like look at when Eric Cantona was there. Later you see Roy Keane.
Exactly.
Later you are seeing David Beckham. David Beckham left, and also look at Chelsea. Then and Chelsea as a team, you will see new players coming in. We have Bala, Crespo, new players, the days of Didier Drogba, Kalu, Maluda, all these. I know most of them are average players, but these are players that want to die.
They are
for
hungry,
the game.
Yeah. So I think that's like the first point in the sense of it's either in squad building, is either you change the squad as a whole, change the foundation of the squad, build a new squad, or you change the manager. And I think for Liverpool's own case, I think Liverpool were just tired of seeing Klopp. It goes to the point where the players were just, it's not as if Klopp is doing a bad thing. It's not as if Guardiola is doing a bad thing, but maybe they just need a new motivation. Like you said, they need to see a new manager that will just bring out that fire in them again. They are used to. And I think second thing that I think is a problem is that, people can say whatever they want about Man City, but Man City has been really successful.
I think that's the most successful club
in a decade, really. So, sometimes you need new motivation when you're successful because you've won it all. this is a team that won the treble. This is a team that won the Premiership 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it that's why I understand when the likes of Gundogan say they want to leave there and go to Barcelona because those kind of environments, you are successful,
but you want
sometimes you want a new challenge because even in life, you always want to be. Yes, you always want to be aiming towards something you have not gotten before.
Just something. And
if you see that every year you're winning, I think the league is boring to Man City players. No, I think yeah. If you have to interview them, it's boring. They need challenge, and maybe this patch they are going through can be the challenge for them to come back better. Because no matter how badly or how inconsistent they are at the beginning of the season or struggling, at the end they will win. They win. So they will be like, guys, we keep winning. That's why the likes of Varane will say I want to leave Madrid. Casemiro will say I'm done. Gundogan will say I want to go to Barcelona. Even though he came back, people are wanting to try new things.
And I think that's the habit of human being. Everybody wants to chase something. So I guess after the treble, I was thinking there should be a rotation in the squad, like changing something.
Yeah, they need to change.
Like Onga. Playing some players, like Grealish, even players that get injured every day needs to go. Look at it now. There's no visible replacement for De Bruyne. I saw what Nico Lewis did. Nico Lewis did the last match. Fantastic player, but he still needs some people around him.
Yeah. And I think just to add, I think Guardiola was a little bit cagey in the sense of not giving. For example, it is I know this, we have said this before, but it is something that is bad for the likes of Cole Palmer to leave Man City to Chelsea.
And that was the mistake.
Those were the talents that needed to spearhead the new generation of Manchester City. Yeah. But Guardiola is so fixed on Bernardo Silva's, the De Bruyne, the Foden. Even we know Foden is still young. He's still fixed on these guys. He should have given other opportunities. See the likes of Bazunu going to Southampton. See the likes of even Lavia, going to Southampton. These guys could have been the changes, the new crop of guys that would have acted. So Guardiola needs to rebuild.
I think a loan system should have been better. I don't think Manchester City players go on loan that much.
You should have, and so Nico Lewis has been there. Oscar Bob is there. And these guys, there's no chance for them having a. I think let me speak about people that are speaking about Rodri. I think first of all, Rodri is just like the easy target in terms of he's injured, so they can blame that on either this is an excuse. Rodri is injured, but the reality is I understand in one part that, and this is one of the things that I'm always guarding against is managers that build a team around when they build that team at crucial positions, they're having only one player that can play that position. E.g., let me go through the top teams. And every top team in the Premier League, apart from maybe Liverpool, even Liverpool self, has that in terms of Arsenal. Odegaard was not there. Everything's
scattered. He came back and look at the magic he brought in.
Odegaard became that's the heart. He just removed the heart of Arsenal.
I saw the game. I was like, what?
That means you have not built your team well.
No, but with all defense to the big team, all these big team and everything in Premiership, I think to have two players in that same position at the same level, it's quite difficult. One we want out, like this guy Alvaro, like Chelsea, Man City, letting this guy go to what's his name, Atletico Madrid. Alvaro, can be another dynamic.
So the reality that Guardiola also in a way is fixed on some players. That's a talent that you should be promising that guy minutes. I know Haaland is Haaland, but you should be promising me. You let that young star.
And he can play from any angle. You should have just given him.
I think I know a report they wanted to play in the center, but you should have given him other. So I feel the likes of Arsenal, Odegaard. I'm not saying you should have the same position. I'm saying you should have other ways to play that if that player is injured, it doesn't affect.
Look at Saka now. If there's Saka injury in Arsenal,
he's gone. That's the end. If Odegaard and Saka, which we saw their last match, if Odegaard and Saka is not in Arsenal, Arsenal will look like Southampton.
Southampton is better.
Or look like one team. Like who is Sunderland? Or Sunderland. The same team, Manchester United. If Bruno is not there,
that's the end.
It's over.
If there's no Bruno,
if there's no Martinez, it doesn't make sense again.
You just know that there's problem.
So you need to build your squad in such a way that you're not always heavily reliant on one player. And I think Man City has always been heavily reliant on Rodri. And, you know, they don't have a replacement for Rodri.
But this guy came in, Matthew, what's his name? Came in to...
That guy that's not his role. Martinez is not a...
But that's where he's been played before now.
But that's not his role. So you can look at it that even when they brought Kevin Phillips, didn't really give him that opportunity to even try and play games and even... So he has been stuck on some players. And I think because it's something bad when you see that as a team, and that's one of the things that makes Ferguson successful. Even though we know that at one point, Cristiano was Cristiano, you know, but people should understand that when Cristiano left Man United,
so
the next season, Valencia came on board, Nani came on board, Rooney stepped up massively. And let me say this, and surprisingly, the last season of Cristiano Ronaldo in Manchester United was the Champions League final.
Yeah.
The first season after Cristiano Ronaldo was the Champions League final also.
Yes.
So that's genius. You have to be to squad.
Because when I saw Valencia at Wigan at that time, I felt this is a one-dimension player. I'm hearing the news, the rumor around Manchester Valencia, and they got him. I was like, the first two matches, it was like, I said, this guy, Nani will just play. And lo and behold, he started benching Nani.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, man is now cross up. Valencia become, there's this communication between Rooney and Valencia.
Yes.
So I
can see that. That's why what happened that period was that they devised a new way to play.
Yes, sir.
They devised a new way to play. Ferguson had that knack. That's why I see the likes of Cleverley, the likes of Gibson. He had that knack of keep pushing. That's why Madrid is going through a tough time recently, but Madrid will not really go through a tough time for long.
Yeah. Because
the system of Madrid is they are building two teams at the same time.
Exactly.
So Man City has been stuck on some players. And De Bruyne should just even leave that club, really, because for most times it's just relaxing. We know it's De Bruyne. De Bruyne is De Bruyne, but they need to find. That's why the likes of, let me say this, the likes of this boy that performed the Heroes going to Barcelona. You can't keep missing these guys. This Spanish guy,
yeah.
What's his name again?
Well, just second guy, Williams, right?
No, not Williams. The other one that went to Barca, that's performing in Barca right now.
Is it Cassid?
I remember his name.
I remember
this guy from Leipzig.
This
guy from Leipzig, from Leipzig. So
more.
He's a fantastic player that should not be going to Barca. He's the player we should buy, but because he's stuck on some players he has used and have tested.
Well, and this they also bid for this Spanish player too. I guess that's the guy you want to talk about. Dani Olmo.
That's what I'm talking. That's the best I mentioned. Dani Olmo should not be going to Barca. Shouldn't be, unless from Barca Academy, I know those things. But he shouldn't be going to Barca. That's a generational talent that will take your team. That's a.
But I guess he rejected Manchester City.
I'm not sure they were even pushing. Because you can't push for him, give him a, Now Chelsea is Chelsea because of your academy. You
remove Palmer
and Chelsea also.
That is the problem now. Okay, Shegun. On the latter note, do you think De Bruyne is being caused by Aketa? Because the last time I said De Bruyne, Haaland is being caused by Aketa. Maybe Haaland was the one in Africa. When you talk to an elder, you receive the repercussion.
And reality, I think that is not also doing better. Let me say this: as some fans, I know you guys are a kind of fans that. You guys are the truth. You don't really mix well.
Like this.
Yeah, there's something wrong with your club. Really. I know Manchester United is not we are going through our own, but there's something wrong with Arsenal. All the years Arsenal were on form, serious. Manchester City did not have any downturn. This season that Manchester City is having issues. You guys are having issues. So what is going on?
No, it's the apprentice and the master. The master do the same thing.
I don't want to do the same thing. Because really, this could have been the best season for Arsenal to win the league.